Well, hi there, everyone. How you all doing out there? I got news. It's kind of weird, but we have another rabbit hiding back here. That's Gooshy, my favorite rabbit. Very friendly rabbit, normally. She seems to be trying to build a nest. I need to go back through my videos and see when she mated with Butch here, because I didn't write it down, and I don't think it would be time for her to build a nest yet. I don't know. I put a box in there, but I think that box is a little too small, and she's just pulled it out of the way. Normally they would want it in the corner, and she's got it out in the middle, like, get rid of this. So I may have to go buy another box. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing. Now, I'll show you this, too. This is something John and I worked on yesterday. We're getting ready to build what we call a rabbit tractor, which is basically, essentially a huge cage. It's got a male side and a female side, and it'll have a nice top on it, and it'll have some caging sort of on the bottom, too, because they'll dig their way out of there if you don't. And anyways, that'll let them kind of, graze, and, it'll cut my grass, a little piece of grass, and it'll give them some nice grass to eat. And I think that's what we're going to do. Got a little work to do on that yet. Another thing, since I've got you here, captive audience and all, is I don't normally like to talk about politics or religion, but man, there's been a lot of crap going on that I think I'm going to talk about both today in this thing, and then I don't know, you may like it, what I have to say, you may not. That's up to you to decide whether you like my opinion or not, I suppose. But I was drugged to church basically all my life, from the time I was like 2 weeks old clear up to I was I don't know, about 18, and I got kind of far up into the church, if you want to call it that. But I was the youth leader in a church, in a certain church, and that's the highest position that a person under the age of 21 was allowed to have. And yeah, I was kind of into it, doing it. But then I started having some questions, especially if you actually open the darn Bible and start reading it yourself. You'll notice there's lots of contradictions and stuff. And you find things out if you research it. It's like Corinthians was a big one for me, because of Paul's letters to the churches. Now, he tells one church, tells the women that they're not allowed to braid their hair or cut it, and they got to sit in the back of the church and keep their mouth shut. And then in another one, he seems to be, not having that rule. And I thought, well, it doesn't even seem right. It doesn't even seem to be the right thing to do. And then, as I looked into it, I found out what it is these are letters to separate churches. And what it was that it was customary for women to be treated that way in this certain place, in this certain town. And basically what he was more or less saying was, just don't make waves. Do what they do. When in Rome, do as the Romans. Basically, that's more or less what was going on. But if you go through the Bible, you'll find all kinds of places where you can easily get tripped up and, get confused. And I know I did. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going to figure out what all this is really about, I know a way to do it. And I went through and I started copying things out of the Bible. And what I did was copied everything that was in red and made my own little manual. And I found out that it's pretty simple. And what I'm trying to get at here is not really anything to do with religion. I'm getting at politics. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. I hear people hollering and screaming Trump is a racist. Oh, he's terrible and he's destroying this country. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I hear other people saying Trump's done all this superhero great stuff. It's almost impossible for anyone to do. And you turn on the TV and you get one story, and you listen to the internet, you get another story. And it gets pretty hard to try to figure out who's telling the truth, who's stretching the truth, and who's just plain outright lying. But there's a very, very easy way to know the truth, and that is just read the stuff that's in red. By that I mean look up his speeches, look up ceremonies, look up any place that he's got something to say since he has been elected president, and look at his face and listen to the words as you see them coming out of his mouth. And then if you want to decide that he's racist, I guess that's up to you. But I think you'll find out there's a lot of lying. There's a lot of just outright lying going on. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to think. That's your business. I'm just telling you where to look. Read the words that are in red. Anyways, that's enough. I'm really grateful, and I'm happy that you're all watching, and I'll see you again real soon. So you have a wonderful, wonderful week coming up. It's Sunday, isn't it? Have a good Sunday night and a great week. Love you guys.